Okay, so we continue with our Kitzur class. So today is class number 4. And we start with laws of Shmiras Halashon. And we're on page 23. So on the right side where it says, take hold of life. So it says the Torah teaches us that the words we choose determine how we experience our lives. By taking hold of our power of speech, we take hold of life itself. But Hashem does not simply hand us this tremendous power and leave us to discover how it works. He gives us detailed instructions in the forms of law Shmiras Halashon. So it's not like a bomb and do whatever you want, but be careful because it can explode. It's not. More than the body of Halacha, Shmiras Halashon is a God's human relations training program that teaches us how to interact with others in the best possible way. That's what I expect, what to say, what not to say, when to say. So we're going to learn everything in details. One who follows is faithfully, immediately receive the work of divine intelligence, reflecting Hashem's perfect understanding of human nature. So you learn one thing, and as a bonus, Hashem is going to send us this special intelligence to understand how other people are going to react to what you're going to say. Okay, so let's stop here. So it's one idea. So this idea was shorter, but others would be longer, so we're going to do one at a time. Okay, not to detract from Kitzur. Okay, so continue with Kitzur. We're on page number 11, and so it's Siman 1, and we're going to finish this Siman BeEzrat HaShem today. Okay, so Sif number 6. So we continue with these laws of early morning. So it says in these final 2 Sifim of this Siman, Kitzur digresses to discuss several laws that apply to the Psalms and Ma'amados prayers mentioned above. Okay. So as we said, maybe it does not apply to us, but we're going to read anyway. Those chapters of Psalms or other portions of Tanakh that are not
of Torah, or
Tanakh.
Those chapters of Psalms or other portions of the Torah, it says.
Oh, that's what it says in your?
Yeah, it says those chapters of Psalms or other portions of the Torah, prophets, and writings.
Interesting. Yes. Okay.
Yours is different? Wow.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No problem. One word is different. Okay. Tanakh.
Oh, all right. I just
Torah.
wanted to make sure. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Torah. That are not sufficiently familiar with the most people to be recited from memory. That is by heart.
Right.
Even if an individual does know them well enough to recite them from memory, should be careful not to say them from memory. So this it's actually very, very important rule that pertains to the written Torah. So unless you know 100% for like by heart, you should not say it by heart. You have to read, and you see like these big rabbis. Doesn't matter how knowledgeable they are. They will quote one pasuk, one verse from the Torah, and they would take a chumash, the Torah,
right,
to read from. So you think he remembers all of the 3 hours of material, and he does not remember this Torah, this Torah verse. That's it. Doesn't make sense. So that's not that the rabbi does not remember. He's trying to adhere to this halacha,
right,
not to quote from memory. Right. Okay, so it says commentary 29, Mishnah Brura 49.6 rules that it is permitted to recite psalms from memory since they are being recited as prayers and not as a study of the books of the written Torah, which may not be done from memory. Okay, exactly as we said. But when you pray, so technically, you can pray from memory. But we're going to say it's not recommended. So it's better for for better concentration. So if he, for example, if he's not looking in the siddur, so he would look around and see some things that then his mind is going to wander, right? But when he sees the words that he's actually pronouncing, so it's better for his concentration for sure. Okay. A blind person, however, may recite by heart. I mean, so this person unfortunately does not have any choice. Commentary. For he has no other options. See Mishnah Brura, of course. Okay, so next one is 7, next page. One should protest against those who, while reciting supplications, after reciting Ma'amados, right, conclude their supplication with "Bless Ayu Hashem, who hears prayer," thus mentioning Hashem name is in vain. So it's like they say it's a blessing in vain. That's what should not do. One should say, "Blessed is he who hears the prayer." So basically that's enough, right? Blessed is he who hears the prayer, without mentioning Hashem's name. To raise Zachaf, and then Simon 131. Okay, commentary. Thus, one may not recite blessing that were not instituted by the sages. Thus, this should be recited without Hashem's name. So basically, our sages already told us what blessings to recite. So you can ask Hashem whatever you want. Just don't say the name.
Right. You can't make up your own blessing.
Yes. Okay. But you can make up your own supplications, like things. Right. That's no problem. Okay, so we start with Siman 2, and and the subject of this Siman is loss of the morning Nitalas Yadayim. Contains 9 Seifim. Okay. So introduction. A person is obligated to wash his hands upon awakening in the morning. The laws and procedures that particular to this Nitalas Yadayim, washing of the hands, are set forth in this Siman. Okay, commentary. There is a separate obligation to wash one's hands before prayers. Okay, so before prayers, since our hands wander, you scratch yourself like under the kippah or on things, on the body parts that usually covered, or you should touch your shoes or this or that. So that's a separate thing. Before praying, you have to wash your hands, exactly like in the morning, but without blessing. Okay. Now we're talking about morning, upon your awakening. So it says, because a person, upon arising from his bed in the morning, is as if he has been created anew, for the purpose of sovereign Creator, may his name be blessed. He must therefore sanctify himself, washing his hands with the water from a utensil. So, okay, so there is no commentary. So basically, from here we learn without utensil is not considered to be washing. Is not considered to be this Nitalas Yadayim. Right? So under the faucet is not considered to be washing. Okay. In this, he is similar to a Kohen who would sanctify his hands daily from Kior, lever. Right? Commentary. Just as a Kohen washes from a utensil, so should this washing be done with a utensil. So basically, there were like these kiors in a temple, many spouts, and many people, many kohanim would wash their hands and feet before doing their services, temple services. Right. Okay. Prior to performing his temple service. Okay, as we said. So commentary. Okay. So they say the CC of 8 for a Rosh explanation for the requirements to wash one's hand upon awakening. So there are two different opinions. We're going to get to it. Okay. While this morning hand washing is rabbinical enactment, there is a scriptural support for the washing. As it says in Tehillim 26 verses 6 and 7, I will wash in cleanliness my hands, and circle around your altar, Hashem, to proclaim thanksgiving in a loud voice. Okay, so commentaries say there is one should wash his hands before engaging in service of Hashem. There is the circle around the altar, and before expressing thanks. So many people would wash like before doing mitzvah. For example, before shaking lulav and esrog, they would wash their hands. Okay, so it's separate, like scientific, unless you know for sure that you didn't touch anything. But you see that the mitzvah with lulav and esrog, so the proper way to shake it in your sukkah at home before you go into the shul. So after you did your washing in the morning, for sure you put on your shoes. So for sure the hands are not pure, so you have to purify them. Okay.
So wait, you wash your hands, and then when you put on your shoes, after you put on your shoes, you wash your hands again.
Yes. Okay. That's actually procedure. We're going to get to it. We're a little ahead, but that's what you do after you put on your clothes. So you put your shoes, and now you're ready to pray. For example, you go to shul, you pray at home, doesn't matter. So you have to wash your hands. Yes, second time. There is another reason for this washing. Okay, since first reason we say when he wakes up, he's created anew, and now he is ready to serve Hashem. That's the first reason. Okay, there is another reason for this washing. Since during sleep, when one's holy soul has departed from his body, a spirit of impurity comes and rests on his body. Okay, that's what happens. It says that it's 1/6 years of death. Well, sleep. Okay. Now, when he awakens from his sleep, this impure spirits depart from his whole body, except from his fingers. Right? From which it does not depart until he pours water upon them 3 times in alternated fashion. So basically, it comes out from the body between the fingers and the nails. That's where impurity sticks,
Right.
And it's very important fact, and we're going to see further how it applies to us in case of necessity.
Right.
Okay, so commentary number 6, as explained detailed below CF3, although this reason is enough to obligate one to wash his hands in the morning, it does not warrant the recitation of the blessing Al Netalas Yadayim. So even though you remove this impurity, it does not mean that you are allowed to say blessing. Okay, regarding washing of the hands. This blessing is recited only for the reason of Rashba. So, and Rosh CF8 when we're going to get to it. Okay. So, all right. So continue. It is possible to walk. I'm sorry. So one, prohibited. So the last sentence that we say. So he pours 3 times in alternating fashion. So he starts from the right hand, left, right hand, and 3 times. Okay. It is prohibited to walk 4 amos without washing one's hands in the morning, except in the cases of extreme necessity. Okay, so 4 amos, they say 6.3 to 7.6 feet. Right, okay. So basically, let's say 7 feet. So what people do, they put this vessel, this basin with a cup next to their bed, and that's it.
Right, which is what I do. Yeah.
So that's the perfect way to do, and I'm sure you're going to hear from other people that your whole house is like for you 4 amos. So we don't go by that. Right.
Yeah, I don't. I keep my vessel right next to my bed.
That's perfect. So it's always better to go by majority opinion, not minority. Okay. That's what I also do. Okay. So it is prohibited to walk 4 amos without washing one's hand in the morning. Number 8. So as not to delay the removal of the spirit of impurity. Mishnah Brura. So very important. Except in cases of extreme necessity. So for example, he must urgently attend his needs, or he does not have the water available, so he forgot. I mean, what he's going to do, or he needs to run to the bathroom. So Mishnah Brura writes that in situation of extreme necessity, one may rely on those opinions that consider the whole room to be area of 4 amos with regard to this halacha. Okay. So, I mean, this lenient opinion, we still must not know them. So, in cases of necessity, is it permissible in this situation, right? Okay, forgot, whatever. Person could be sick and he went to bed and he had fever, right? And he didn't think about, forgot about this Nitalas Yadayim, which is possible. Okay.
So just to recap really quick for number 6. So it says in the commentary, it says, although this reason is enough to obligate one to wash his hands in the morning, it does not warrant the recitations of the blessings on Nitalas Yadayim. So does that mean upon awakening and you do the wash to wash off the impurity, you don't do Nitalas Yadayim at that point?
No, you don't say blessing. So
you don't say the blessing.
For this reason, you don't say blessing. But we're going to see different reason, and for that reason you say blessing.
Okay. So I know when you eat bread, you're supposed to say it. That
Yeah. That's a different story. Bread is a different story, right? So here, yeah. All right. So continue. Okay. So number 2, the first garment. Okay, we said 9. The first garment that one should put on should be talis katan. So the small one. Katan is small. So as not to walk 4 amos without wearing tzitzis. Okay, so it's very important. So commentary, literally small cloak or garment. This refers to the smaller tzitzis, garment that is customary worn throughout the day. Okay,
I sleep with that. So.
That's what I do. It's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend. So I would not bring it up unless you do, because it's a little extra, but it's not extra in the summer. Because in the winter, well, for example, if you wake up at 6 or before 6, 5, whatever, so you actually wake up when it's technically halachically night, right? But in the summer, when you wake up, it's already day. Day. So even though you're sleeping and it was the time to put your talis, even though you're not obligated since you're sleeping, it's counted for you as a mitzvah. So every second is so you I mean when it's when they start earlier. So basically you sleep and you get this dividends in a mitzvah, in your mitzvah bank. So it's not. So the only thing I would recommend, if you're wearing usually like thick tzitzis, like long thick. So in what I do, for a night I use thin tzitzis.
Okay. So I have the one that Rabbi Yaron sent me. They're pretty thin. I want to get thicker ones, like for the day. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I know a perfect place for you. Whenever you're ready, you tell me, and I can tell you the truth.
Because I know one thing. How do you wear them? Because I know Sephardi's, they're allowed to tuck them in.
Yes. It's not a lot. It's okay. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
No, just because like sometimes it's like okay, so like when I dress up for Shabbat, like it's very weird. Like I have like not just the tzitzis. Like I don't know how they like hang their tzitzis without like interfering with like the shirt and then this. Like so I don't know. Maybe my thing is too long. I don't know. I feel like maybe my tzitzis are too long. Not the actual strings, but the actual cloth part that I put over me. Like I feel like it's just too big on me.
No, but does it where does it reach? Like below your belly button or no?
Yeah, I mean it's
much
like
more?
A shirt. Yeah, it's like a shirt. it's
like that's fine. That's a perfect size. And after you wash it a few times, it's going to shrink.
No, I've already had them forever. Like I've dry cleaned them because I was told to dry clean them like because of the strings, right? They'll put like rubber bands on them and stuff.
Oh, okay. I am okay. I'm going to. I don't.
I'll send you a picture of what I have, and
Okay.
like just let me know, because it might be
Yes.
too big. It feels big, you know. So I don't know. Like maybe it's. So I usually tuck in whatever I can and just take out the strings and leave the strings out.
Yeah. But that's what you do.
That's what you do, right? Okay.
Only the strings, and I leave them out like out like on the sides, so that like
right. That's what I do. Okay. All right.
that's it. That's it. So
Okay.
if you want to take pictures, send it to me, and yeah. So basically, you can wash them if you want.
Okay.
There is a special like bag. There is a special bag. If you want, I can send you like link from Amazon. You buy and I don't know, it costs a few dollars, and you can wash. There is no problem.
Oh yeah, send me the link. I would definitely want to see it.
Okay, I'm going to send.
But let me ask you: if you're sleeping with tzitzit, do you still have to say the blessing of tzitzit?
No.
No, you don't, right? It's only when you like take them off for like a half hour or you change new ones, right?
If you take half an hour, yes.
Like how long is too long?
No, half an hour. No, half an hour. But
half an hour.
No,
right?
You're right. So basically, okay, yes, yeah. I don't want to go too much into details, but half an hour, yes.
Half an hour. Okay.
So basically, if you take shower, you don't say unless it's a very long shower. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but
what if you warm through the night? But then you're like, like I sweated, so I want to change them really quick. Like you get a
So there is no problem. There is no blessing.
There's no problem.
There's no
blessing. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So basically, the proper way not to wear them on one's body, you put it over the
like a mica or something.
Undershirt, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what you do. Okay, so basically, the best way to be proud of your tzitzis is to wear them out, not in.
Right. Well, that's the way I do it. Yeah.
Okay, so because it says in Ishma, so you would see them and you remember all of the 613 mitzvot. Right. So if they in your pants, how exactly you see them? Right. So you don't see them, even though there is some people, as you say, they wear them in. So I mean, so as a Chafetz Chaim, and you can check if you want. I sent it to one person just recently, maybe a few months ago. So Chafetz Chaim said if somebody like a dignitary, some very important official will give you a gift, a king will give will you hide it, or will you like some adornment, or will you show off? Of course you will show off. What do you mean, like some I don't know, I don't know, some crazy guy, I don't know, some famous celebrity sign off on your shirt.
Right.
Of course.
I got this really good book called The Light of the Tzitzit by Aryeh Kaplan.
Aryeh Kaplan, yes. Yeah,
he was like a big Kabbalist. I got it as a gift from his son.
His son?
Yeah, he has a son. So his son gave it to me. So I started reading it today. So there's a lot of interesting insights. So it made me really look at the tzitzit and be like, wow, like.
Yeah, it's very powerful mitzvah. So many people neglect it. It's very, very powerful. Okay. So commentaries say, according to Mishnah Brura, one should first wash his hands and then don the tzitzis. So that's okay. Regarding when the blessing, see below 9.9, regarding when the blessing on the tzitzis should be recited. So this we're going to say further. If he also puts that talis gadol, like big one, if you're married, if you're Ashkenazi married, so you intend to include that talis katan. Okay, we're going to get to it. Okay, so continue. We said tzitzis. So 1 second. The first garment he should put talis katan. So first he washes his hands, then he puts this small talis. So without walking 4 amos. So basically, if somebody, so I understand that you sleep in tzitzis, but the law is so you keep them next to your bed. somewhere, so you don't have to walk. But that's very nice. You accepted on yourself many things. It takes people a very long time to adjust. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's good. But as I told you before, you know yourself best, so don't overdo it. So when you feel that something it's too much, sometimes it's better to step a little back and give yourself a break to acclimate yourself, and then only then continue.
Right.
So do not overburden yourself, because it would be such a waste. So it's you know yourself better than anybody else. So
right.
So a step back is not is nothing wrong. Okay,
right.
A little step back. It's not like you stop eating kosher, like sits and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, a little. Okay, so number 3. Safe number 10. The procedures for the morning Nitalas Yadayim is as follows. One takes utensil filled with water with his right hand. So right hand is a predominant hand, right? And transfer to the left hand. And that's exactly what you do when you wash for bread. Just so you know, that's exactly the same procedure. Okay, you say right, transfer to the left. He then pours the water first on the right hand. So basically, the left hand serves the right hand. It's always like this, unless somebody is lefty. After this, he takes utensil filled with water with his right hand and pours the water onto his left hand. He should do this 3 times. Okay, so that's very clear. That's how this ruach ra, this bad spirit, is being removed. That's the only way to remove this ruach ra. So if you take a bath for 10 hours, it's not going to remove this ruach.
Right.
Okay, that's the only way. Okay, so commentary number 12. This specific procedure is pouring 3 times in alternated fashion is necessary to remove the ruach ra, okay, spirit of impurity, from the hands. Pouring a large quantity of water at one time does not remove the impurity from the hands. If, however, one did not wash both hands, then the impurity is removed from the hand that was washed. Okay, for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe, like, I'll give you an example. Maybe there is a wound and it's all bandaged, right? The one hand. Right. So basically he cannot wash it, right? So the ruach ra still present on that hand. It did not go anywhere on this bandaged hand, but this the second hand is pure. So in some situation, that's what person is going to end up.
Okay, so he's gonna have to deal with it.
Yes. So basically, he would not. He's not allowed to do many things with that hand because it has this ruach ra. Okay. Continue. So 3 times. So and all of this separate pouring it should be like separate. So you pour 1 time, you stop. Second time, you stop, like with a little pauses.
Right.
Okay. It is proper to wash hands until the wrist. So that's the best way, the optimal way of doing things, until the wrist. However, in the present situation, if it is sufficient to wash until the knuckles, the joint fingers to the palm of the hand. So that's what we do on Yom Kippur, for example, or Tisha B'Av, right? We wash like this, or even until the first knuckle. Not as much, but even half of it. It's like minimum requirement. Okay, so commentary number 13. For example, he does not have enough water, Mishnah Brura, on Yom Kippur, exactly Tisha B'Av, when washing for pleasure is forbidden, one should wash only until the knuckles. Okay, so as we said, not until the second knuckle, but the first knuckle. Okay, so continue. One should also wash his face in the morning in honor of Creator. As it says in Bereshit 9:6, for in the form of God he made man. So basically, for a Jew, it was always the law. Doesn't matter, he's rich, he's poor, he has water, he does not have water, but always for Jews, it was the law to wash his hands. So today we have indoor plumbing, but 200 years ago, or even 150 years ago, most of the people in the world did not have indoor plumbing, and most of the people did not wash their their hands and face, just so you know, and brush their teeth, right? So that's, but it was always our law, right? And one should rinse out his mouth also. Not everybody would do it, right? Because the stale saliva that builds up inside it overnight. Since one must utter the great name of Hashem, this holiness and purity. So basically, he has to remove this saliva, this bad taste from his mouth, so he can recite the name of Hashem.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Afterwards, he should dry his hands. Okay, 14. Commentary. According to some authorities, the Ruach Ra does not depart until the hands are dry. So as we're going to learn later on, so impurity is transferred through the liquids. So, and one of these 7 liquids is, or 5 liquids, I don't remember exactly, I think it's 5 liquids. So one of these liquids is water. So for sure he has to dry his hand. So, and after that, for sure, there is no more impurity. After washing his face, he should take care to dry his face well. 15. Leaving one's face wet is not healthy for the skin. Okay, so it's not, it's like practical suggestion, right? Not healthy. Practical, we're going to learn that a Jew must take care of his health.